A quick look at 3 of Central India's most notorious white-collar criminals. 2016, Lee Hedger /Indistar. The FBI, Treasury and other law enforcement officers conduct an investigation at the Carmel home of American Senior Communities CEO James Hart on September 15, 2015. Photo, Indistar Archives, by photo. 4 men accused of defrauding healthcare organizations of millions of dollars to live a lavish life of vacation homes, private planes and gold bars will plead guilty to federal charges that could put them in prison for decades. Former American Senior Communities CEO James Hart and former Chief Operating Officer Daniel Benson were indicted by federal authorities in October 2016 along with Stephen Gaotti and Joshua Hart. Gaotti is James Hart's friend and associate, and Joshua Hart is his younger brother who worked for an accounting firm that prepared cost reports for the healthcare companies defrauded in the case. More, nursing home company sues former execs who face federal racketeering charges. More, cases to watch in 2018, excessive force, voting rights, immigration and forfeiture. Together the men faced 32 counts on acts alleged to have occurred between January 2009 and September 2015 and netted them $16 million. Federal court documents unsealed this week state that the 4 defendants have reached plea deals in the case. James Hart, Benson and Gaotti will plead guilty to conspiracy to commit mail, wire and health care fraud, conspiracy to violate the anti-kickback statute, and money laundering. Joshua Hart will plead guilty to conspiracy to commit mail, wire and health care fraud. As a result of the plea agreements, 17 other counts against James Hart would be dismissed in exchange for his guilty plea, court documents said. Benson will have 7 counts dismissed, Gaotti will have 12 counts dismissed and Joshua Hart will have 3 counts dismissed. The fraud count carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. The money laundering charge carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and the conspiracy count carries a maximum sentence of up to 5 years in prison. Fox 59 reports that James Hart released the following statement through Burns and Thorberg, the law firm representing him. I accept responsibility today for criminal actions I took while I served as CEO of American Senior Communities. I am deeply sorry for having taken advantage of my relationships and positions for the sake of personal financial gain. Kathleen Matsukas, Hart's attorney, also released a statement saying, Mr. Hart's top priority and their well-being was never put at risk by his financial crimes. As part of his agreement with the U.S. Attorney's Office, Mr. Hart will surrender several $1 million for restitution to affected parties. In September 2015, federal agents raided Hart's Carmel home and the southeast side headquarters of American Senior Communities at 6900 Gray Road. The company then fired Hart and Benson. According to the original federal indictment, the defendants conspired to defraud American Senior Communities, the Health and Hospital Corp. of Marion County and health care programs, namely Medicare and Medicaid.